Good evening, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. We're starting off strong. We're starting with maximum coverage. Donald Trump has said that he wants a regime change in Iran. And is he going to achieve it through diplomacy or by force? But is he going to achieve it? The people of Israel are preparing for the welfare struggle of this era. Once again, they want to wipe out the Jews, but they won't be able to. That's where we are now. Family, may Abad Shalom be for everyone. 14. February 14, 2026. That is military strategies. Let's begin. Very good evening, family. Welcome to Military Strategies, with all the energy in the world to tell you what's happening, what's going on at this moment in the umbrella room of the Persian Gulf, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, and what's going through the mind of the most powerful man on this earth, Donald Trump. Today, he has stood out. He has started to speak. And as a consequence of that, as a consequence of what Donald Trump has said, that he wants a regime change. The old man, the one who walks with a cane and has a crippled hand, has taken to his heels, Rosa. And he has been evacuated from Tehran. We have breaking news about where they have taken the Ayatollah. You can't miss it here on your news program. Information, military strategies, every bane. Whether it snows, it's hot or cold, we are here with you. Community, thank you very, very much for being with us. What you are seeing now will soon be part of the past of the United States of America. It has been officially confirmed since another aircraft carrier is being sent, in this case, the Gerald Ford. I mentioned at the time, I said it's the only one available for an immediate operation. Careful, because the Gerald Ford could already be at the gates of the Mediterranean. The Gerald Ford could have left from the Caribbean Sea, from Asia, quite a few days ago. And the world didn't know it. This is the art of war. Art. There's a passage from the Art of War that I love. I read this book once or twice a year because it serves as a guide for everything, not just for military matters, but in your own life. And there's something it says that always leaves a mark on me, always resonates with me. When the enemy thinks you're near, you're actually far away. And when they think you're far away, you're actually close. Well, that's exactly what's happening right now. And Iran thought that with just one aircraft carrier, they wouldn't overthrow the regime. That the United States wouldn't launch an attack if there weren't two aircraft carriers. And they knew very well which aircraft carrier could be available. It was busy in Venezuela, in the Caribbean Sea, and the other one, the Bush, still had 4 or 5 weeks of training left off the coast of the United States. Our America, plus another month for the crew to rest and say goodbye to their families. This made Iran feel comfortable in negotiations and raised the tone of its threats. Today, February 14th, 2026, on the Muslims' holy day Friday, they haven't come out to make as many threats. Iran has already started to think and realize that what seemed far away was actually close, and that they are actually much closer to being wiped off the face of the earth. Welcome, family. Please, your likes are super important. We will be open the super chat goals also. And also, if you want to collaborate with us, you also have PayPal Emmy Strategia PayPal available, but that's our official PayPal account, if that's more convenient for you. Because honestly, let me tell you something, right, Ken? I can't give details. I can't say details, but in the next few days, we're going to have to do a special launch, special coverage of what's going to happen in Israel. The people, haven't you seen it? When the 12-day war happened, military strategies were 24 hours at any time, at any moment, attacks everywhere. You have to turn on the notification bell. You have to activate it, because if not, are you going to find out when this starts or when this happens? So it's super important that you stay very attentive to the channel and also to all my friends' channels. You can see I recommend that you watch everyone, because everyone makes amazing content that you watch. A junior in quotes inhabited was called Ariel Kanyeshchi Judah history. I don't know, right now, I'm probably forgetting 20,000 people who are going to give complete coverage of what's happening between Israel and Iran. You really have to watch all of them and give them the same support you give. This channel, where does it work? Time. Is there anything Iran can do to prevent the attack?
Something Iran can do, that...
Let them give us the agreement they should have made the first time we told them.
We won't do that.
I think it's the right agreement that we want.
But you know, historically they haven't done that.
But historically they haven't done it.
Says they wanted us to talk.
I'm going to say that they want to talk, but...
Where they do a lot of talking and no action.
But they've talked a lot and there haven't been any actions. Iran has talked a lot and there haven't been any actions. Right now, in the skies of Iran and around the world, the question is how and when. Yesterday we ended the show, which we did really late. Not many people saw it, obviously, because of the time, but look at what happened here. 3 Stratotanker planes from Meron Air Base in Spain, the one we see here, have crossed the Atlantic heading to the United States to rotate aircraft. They have swapped one model of aircraft for another model of aircraft. The old F-15E models have been replaced and are being replaced by F-35 aircraft. And what I think nobody is saying officially, but I think it could happen, could we find ourselves with a F-22 air superiority aircraft? If this is the case, how does the story change? The story changes substantially. Those F-15E aircraft can be replaced by the X version, the most modern, the most technologically advanced, and the most capable of causing a lot of damage to Iran. Meanwhile, some of the attention is also on the Israeli Air Force. What will its role be in this war? What are they going to do, and how will they actively collaborate with the United States hand in hand to overthrow the Ayatollah's regime? Yes, overthrow. And that's exactly what Donald Trump has also talked about, and we're going to see it in a few seconds here in military strategies. But allow me to tell you something. The Union of the Air Force of Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, and the United Arab Emirates in a defensive mode. It's a good umbrella for a large part of the attacks that may come from Iran, drones, cruise missiles, and any other threat that is launched against Israel. For its part, Israel today has confirmed that it has reinforced its entire stock of ballistic anti-aircraft missiles to protect its population. Protection. A very important point. Second, it has improved its target identification and acquisition capability with the Aerosystems radars, as well as with David's sling. We presented it the other night again so that people know what all this is about. Today, Israel was also pounding territory in Lebanon. World. In the face of what seemed or seems to be a new attempt by Hezbollah to recover rocket launch infrastructure, Israel is not willing to take any risks or be caught off guard from any of the other fronts. They know that at some point in history, something will happen. In the coming days, it will be activated. which means Israel has already started the war in its own way. It has already started right now, the war against Iran. It began on October 7th. We are in the year 2026, 2023. 3 years of war. We're practically going on almost 3 years. On this October 7th, 2026, it's going to be 3 years. And the world has changed quickly. The world has changed very quickly. Someone who knows about these things has also said it. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has said the world is changing too fast and we don't realize what's happening. Another one of Donald Trump's major projects right now is changing the United Nations, that it stops serving groups of fanatics and starts serving the people. Images from Lebanon today. Destruction of a Hezbollah member who was recovering underground infrastructure to launch attacks against Israel. What else has POTUS, the President of the United States of America, said? I love, Lord, soon from the heavens, from all the infrastructure, from everything that converges. From the Atlantic to Iran, POTUS is clear about the action he is going to take. B. Very clear, thank you. The regime in Iran must be ended. Have there been any interviews today? Also in that sense, Pahlavi has also talked about the possible potential replacement for the Ayatollah's regime, the restoration of a monarchy, and we don't know how far this could go. But everyone has had their space today, including Senator Congressman Lindsey Graham. What did he say? Let's listen here to the words of Lindsey Graham.
Think big. The people are the difference. When we started this debate, Crown Prince, the people had not spoken. They've spoken with their lives. How much more can they speak? They've been shot down on the street like dogs.
People in Iran have been shot, massacred in the streets. Like dogs, they can't speak out loud.
These are the people you want to help.
Those are the people we want to help, that we have to help.
Can't say keep protesting, we got your back.
We have said keep protesting, we've got your back.
Help is on the way.
Help is on the way.
And nothing happened.
And nothing has happened. Nothing has happened.
That's why I am confident that President Trump will get an outcome.
That's why I'm confident that President Trump will have the resolution or the ability to resolve it.
Consistent with those three statements about diplomacy or military force, let me just say this.
He says with two statements, diplomacy and military force.
Any deal about Iran has to come to the Senate.
Any agreement with Iran has to go through the Senate.
I'm not going to bless a bad deal.
I'm not going to bless a bad deal. That's what Graham is saying. One of Trump's right-hand men and one of those who most want to see the Ayatollah's turbans blown to pieces. Marco Rubio.
The world is changing very fast right here on Earth. The old world is gone, Frankie. The world I grew up in.
The world is changing too fast. Marco Rubio right now on his way, by the way, to meet with Zelensky.
We live in a new era of geopolitics.
Are we living in a new era?
And it's going to require all of us to re-examine what that looks like and what our role is going to be equal. And we've had many of these conversations in private with many of our allies, and we need to continue to have those conversations. And I think Saturday...
We are holding ongoing talks with our allies and will continue to do so. On Saturday, he will meet with Zelensky about the Ukraine war. All eyes are also on that, Donald Trump.
Shut down El Paso.
The second aircraft carrier that you decided to send. Talk about why you made that.
About the aircraft carrier you just ordered to send to the Middle East? Why? Why are you going to send another aircraft carrier?
Well, in case we don't make a deal.
In case we don't make a deal.
We'll need it. We don't have a deal. Do we have a deal?
And if we're not going to have a deal, we're going to need it. If we have a deal, nothing will happen. But if we don't have a deal,
it'll be leaving. We have one out there that just arrived.
We have one there. day. That just arrived.
If we need it, we have it ready. A big, very big voice.
We're going to have a big force ready, a big force. Is Donald Trump talking about this topic right now? Thanks to the 9,000 people watching us live right now. Please, your likes are super important. Support the channel as well. Let us know where you're connecting with us from here on Military Strategies. And tell us, leave your comments, your opinions in the chat as well. The more you talk, the more chances you have to win a membership in this last-minute program we're doing. Carmen, thank you so much for that $1.49 donation. Also, Diana, thank you so much for that super chat and your support for the channel. Thank you very much, really. Of course, I really don't think, and this is just my opinion, my strategy opinion, that there will be an agreement. What Donald Trump is doing is buying a couple of days, buying a week or two, so that everything is ready, the machine is oiled, all the weapons systems are ready. And what we're going to see is a piece of shock, a military action like we've never seen before in history. The United States since the war in Afghanistan. And we're talking about the 2000s here, the early 2000s. It has never carried out an operation of this level. What happened in Venezuela has practically been a walk in the park. One day, one night, one objective. War over? This thing with Iran is on par with other operations, like the Gulf War, Afghanistan, Gulf War #2. It could be many things today. Also, we've learned that more F-18 Growler planes, the electronic warfare ones, the ones that send you back to the Stone Age, have been deployed. And no phone, radar, or walkie-talkie works. Nothing works. They have crossed the Mediterranean from Spain heading to the Middle East. First photograph we're leaving here for you so you can start taking note of what's happening. Here we see the Stratotanker that took them. Goal 32 has been taking those Growlers to the operations area, and this is also important. What we see here. Thank you. Mr. Trump's options have been weighed, including military action against targets of the Iranian nuclear program and its ability to launch ballistic missiles. But Donald Trump has also considered, pay attention to this, sending special operations commands to eliminate high-value military targets of the Iranian regime. Operation Maduro 22. Are we going to take any of them to New York? Earthly crimes, terrorists. What's happening? What's going on? What family? Your likes, military strategies? Interesting show tonight. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. What did Pahlavi say?
Fíjate.
Look, what a difference between Pahlavi and MCM. Maria Corina Machado Pahlavi has openly called for a military intervention to expel the Ayatollah from power.
Penalized. We know of some police officers who were executed by the regime for refusing to crack down.
If we don't act, some police officers will be executed by the regime for refusing to massacre their own people.
We know that the regime had to import people from Afghanistan, from Iraq, from Lebanon, people who weren't even Iranian citizens, to do the dirty work.
Iran has brought people from Afghanistan, from Iraq, from Lebanon to do the dirty work.
That shows desperation to me, since they were pushing
That's the desperation the regime has.
back. They panicked. They shut down the internet and in the dark.
Panic, cutting off the internet, entering the dark ages,
Of night, they did what they did.
and do what they did.
To a point that today you have the Chancellor of Germany saying that this regime has lost complete legitimacy.
And today you have the example of Germany, which has said that this regime has lost complete legitimacy.
Maybe finally the changing factor will be shifting from a 4-decade-long policy of appeasement of this regime towards we have to find a solution, be penalized. We know of some.
Pahlavi calling for military intervention to oust the Ayatollah. It's that clear. Pahlavi asking for it. The people of Iran asking for it. Everyone asking for it.
Regime. So if you ask me whether this time the nation is fed up and ready to act, they are. What we do need, however, is an equalizing factor because we saw how the regime treated its own citizens. That's where I think
We have seen how the regime treats its own citizens. We need to balance them, to create a balance for this.
a lot of Iranians inside the country hope for an intervention that will neutralize the regime.
Many people inside Iran believe that intervention will neutralize the regime's capabilities.
Instrument of repression
For repression,
will finally give us a regime then.
and finally provoke the fall of the regime. Donald Trump has also said something important.
What can the Ram do to avoid attack?
Very important. Trump has said,
I confidently argue that our negotiations with Iran will be successful.
I think they'll be successful. And if they're not, it's going to be a bad day for Iran. Very bad.
I believe the negotiations will go well, but if not, it will be a bad day for Iran. Bad day for.
Iran. Unbelievable operation, but that was a smaller operation.
Now he's delivering the final blow. The fanboys of Russian and Chinese weapon systems. You have to listen to this. Listen to what Donald Trump has said about Chinese radars, Russian radars, weapon systems. Listen carefully. There are 11,000 of us here. Welcome to Military Strategies. If you don't know it, now you do. Many thanks to 1972 Flecka for that donation. Hello, Strategies. Blessings and good health to you. Thank you for your work. Thank you all for being here. Juan Bada, thank you very, very much also for collaborating with us. Watch what Donald Trump says about Venezuela.
But it was so precise, so incredible. Nobody.
It was very precise. It was something incredible. Nobody thought we could do that.
Could happen, but it happened. We can't talk about the discombobulation.
Because they're never talking about the discombobulator. This is the weapon, this secret one.
It's never just one hit. The Chinese equipment didn't work.
The system, the Russian systems didn't work.
The equipment didn't work at all.
The Chinese system didn't work.
Everyone's trying to understand why it failed.
And people are wondering, why didn't it work?
Someday you're going to find out.
Well, you find out someday.
But it didn't work, though.
But it didn't work.
It's nice when you can fly in and not get shot at.
He says it's great to fly without anyone able to shoot you down. Oh my goodness. That's incredible, huh? That's incredible about Donald Trump. Trump. Nothing worked. Discombobulator. Door? The discombobulator, or whatever this is called. Don't ask me because you're catching me off guard, right? Also speechless. Today they showed up on a civilian ship converted for military use, that is, a cargo ship. These, attention with this.
مرگ بر آمریکا مرگ بر آمریکا مرگ بر آمریکا.
They look really excited, honestly, singing. Death to, Trump's country.
Trump, Margaret Enrico, my bar Amerigo.
Oh my, you can see how eager they are to fight the Iranian Navy. They're really fired up right now to go up against the aircraft carrier.
Right? Mark bar Emrico, my bar Emrico.
I hope you bought life jackets from Temu or AliExpress because we're going to see some things floating in the water. World. It's just incredible. Just look at it. Who could even think of something like this?
Mark Baird America, Mark Baird America.
But don't miss it. There's an Ayatollah inside the ship. There's a little turban guy who acts as a cop, politician, spiritual advisor. Unbelievable. No, this is the ship. This one launches drones too, you know? Me? No? Well, they can use the turbines by tying a knot, kind of like a life vest. It's just incredible. It's amazing. They're going to get hit from all sides. Look, this is a similar situation. I'll post the super chats. This is kind of like what happened in Venezuela, right? For weeks, the people from Venezuela, the Chavistas, that's what these people from Boquilla are like. God. Yeah, we're going to attack America. We're going to destroy them. This will be their grave, just like we finished off the Spanish. And barking like dogs. World. And the night when it had to be done, these guys ran off into the sea. I don't know where they're going to end up. But the sharks are starting to gather in the Persian Gulf. There has been a message, a telegram among the marine community and all predators, barracudas, sharks, even whales. They're going to start eating humans just like Moby Dick. They're going to have a brutal feast, right? What are these people thinking? A few days ago, I was talking to a high-ranking military officer, and I said, but let's see the thing with Venezuela. Who would think of that? And he said, that's crazy. Good thing. Who would even think of trying to challenge the United States of America, knowing how things are? Just a few crazy people, And that's good enough. At least the seas will recover. They'll have a wreck there for corals and things like that. The fish will celebrate it. Hopefully there's not much oil spill. One's going to fall here. No one believes this. I've been warning about it. I've been saying be careful. This doesn't mean they won't launch missiles against Israel, that missiles won't fall on cities. This is going to be serious. I don't see everything as so rosy. We have to be realistic here. They're going to fire. They're going to throw everything they have or whatever they can or whatever they're allowed. But that they're going to receive? They're going to receive the greatest thing. Also, the reason why we don't send or why we send another aircraft carrier is because the Arab countries have said, look, operationally, offensively, not defensively, whatever you want. Islamic State. We don't want to get involved with Iran. They're going to fire missiles at us. If you want to hit them, you have aircraft carriers. You don't need us. Figure it out yourselves. The only one who's there is Israel. The only one supporting there is Israel. He's the only one who has said, let's go together, we come back together, and no one gets left behind. Thank you. He's the only one. He's the only one with this story, mark my words. Use POTUS's words. He says, so a regime change in Iran could be the best thing that could happen.
POTUS.
Regime change. The Ayatollah right now has reason to think that he will not be a scapegoat, but rather the head with the turban. They're sending him to the Virgin Islands. The man has survived everything: cancer, paralysis, rebellions. And now, at the end of his life, when he thought he would die of natural causes or because God would call him to his side, he's going to end up in the United States and they'll take him away. Well. The Ayatollah has left Tehran. He's gone. He's left. There are people who say and comment that he might have secluded himself in the city where he was born, that he would want to spend his last days surrounded by the places where he spent his childhood. This sounds like a farewell. I don't know about you, but I do. What I do know is that in the middle of this mountain, here in this place, in the Kamish Ravine, Dairy Kamish, that's what this is called. That's what's going to happen here. This mountain, that cute little entrance, those hidden entrances, those ventilation systems camouflaged with rocks, other secondary entrances, those communication cables, radar and anti-aircraft systems. This is going to be crazy, truly insane. Let's see if District 22 lights up, and moreover, how it does. This is the main bunker. It's the main bunker of these people. It was attacked by Israel. They hit it a couple of times, but they couldn't completely destroy it. Obviously, for that, they would have needed a couple of G-bus. Right on this rock you see here. At this point you see here, this one you see there, and this one you see here. This is an artificial rock. It's a ventilation duct. There's another one over there. And let's see what these people do. Let's see what he does. The cards are down. The Ayatollah is evacuated. Does it matter if they know his location? He's a guy you can't hide. You can't dress as a woman if you want. It's fine. There are people inside the regime who are singing like a canary and telling where each one of them is. And when this starts any night now, it's going to be nonstop, really nonstop. Stop. Family, thank you so much for being live with us. Quick, concise. Sometimes you have to be like that. See you tomorrow with a lot more information. Tomorrow, a special show with everything that's happening over the weekend. Possibly the exact location of Gerald Ford. Arrival times to the Eastern Mediterranean, to the east of the Mediterranean. And we'll see from there. We'll see from there what we do to understand what's going to happen soon. Family, thank you very much for being live with us, and we'll see you here on Military Strategies. Greetings.